our minds have exceptional abilities to access. But the main issue that we don't is because we always forget to pause. We don't stop. We just roll ahead. And sometimes we roll ahead when emotion's the one leading the way. And this is where the problems are. Emotions get in the way, and they are the guiding force. They are the reaction. They are the forward motion, and they are always the problem. If we would just pause and what's behind that, is that going to help me? Yeah, no. All right. What is it? What's going on? Just take a breath. We just don't do that. It's a big problem because our mind can expand out. Once we stop and say, okay, what's going on? What's truly happening? Stop. Just stop for a minute. Okay. This is going on. This is going on. This is going on. All right. Any of it worth anything? Make a decision, but make it based on you stopped. You stopped to look, you stopped to think. And then make a decision. But most of the time when we take that away and we get to our real who, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your life force. And this is the other thing that we forget. We aren't here long. We aren't here on this planet long. We all think like there's another tomorrow. There's another tomorrow. So yeah, guess what? It's going to stop. There'll be a stop time, and in the stop time, we can create less time by being more stressed and anxiety ridden, which makes every organ tighten up, and we lose life from this end. You think, oh, I'm going to live until 100. Yeah, well, no. You can live a lot less because if you make your organs dry up sooner from stress and anxiety, you lose life force from this end. You're here. I'm 40. I got plenty of time. Yeah, but really you're 70 because you stressed yourself out that badly. People are not thinking that way. And this is why now is the time to start thinking that way, because the stresses of this world are so heavy now. They were less when we were younger because that age group had better food, better air quality, better water. Yes, they had stress, and yes, they had anxiety, and yes, they had all those things, but we have 10 times, maybe 100 times worse. Now, we have to focus on not letting other things that we can control get in the way of us being here, because we all have so many things to do. We all have so many things to offer and to help, no matter what age you are now. You all are here because you all have gifts. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have gifts. You're here because you're gifted. And you have to use those gifts to complete. You can't just sit back on them and say, oh, well, no, you will be forced into it. So either accept it and let's move on, or you're going to be forced into it. Yeah, not this week, next week, not next week, next year. You're still going to have to do it. Accept your gifts. Give them up. Sometimes I wonder, when people meet people, do you meet them and you feel like you know them because they're similar to you? Do we meet them because we know we have to help them find their place? Do we meet them because they have to help us find our place? Do we meet them because there's something, just in a small brief meeting, that's going to click you over or click them over? I think it's probably a combination in a lot of cases of why we meet, and why we meet somebody from years ago and then we re-meet them. Like, now's the time I'm meeting you. Now's the time you're back in my life. I think we all have had that happen to us. And all these questions define the self, the conscious self, the defined self through experiences that are collected or experiential understandings of the human relationships. But we're all not the same. We try to put everyone in boxes, and none of us fit in that big box. Like a lot of arms and legs hanging out of these boxes, and none of us fit in the box, man. You belong in that? No, I don't belong in that box because I have this thought. Oh, right. You belong with those people with that extra thought. It's just, there's not enough boxes for all the people's differences that we have. We need more time. We need more pause. We need more thought. We need more pause. You know, when you make the list, there's the right side and there's the left side, like we did note taking last week. if you do it. So you can't do that really with people, but you can kind of try. Because if you have on the left side, you meet somebody and you feel like they're worth knowing. You don't know what it is about them yet, but you feel like it's worth knowing and there's something about them. Then you have to go to the other side and say, why is that person worth knowing? That why is really what you should look at. You should spend the moment, not just brush off for later. The fact that you even have them on your list, there's something there that's really important to you, or they wouldn't even be in your sight. And people pass through your life for a reason. Sometimes it's for a moment. Okay, sometimes there's a little fraction of importance, and sometimes there's a little something for somebody else you're going to pass along. But if you don't pay attention to it, we can't all get on the symphony that we all need to be on. We can't get to the vibration we need to get on. And that is the thing that I hope that we come away with, is that we are all supposed to be in the symphony together. And yes, we're going to argue. And yes, we're going to be disruptive. And yes, we're going to be upset. And yes, 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 yes. But at the end of the day, that has to come. It has to go. And it can't follow you because it's just a waste of time. You have to let it go. Whoa. It doesn't mean a darn thing in the whole scheme of life. It's a piece of sand. We are less than that. The universe is magnificent. It's huge. These things mean nothing. What means something is you. Your love and kindness and care and compassion, you. That means something. The real essence of you, the real care of you, the real love of you, the real heart of you, and the real fact that you can see somebody's issues, you can understand them because they're mirroring your own, even though you don't want to look at it at the time, but they are definitely part of you, and we are us. We are a we are a one, and you have to let people have their blow-ups, let them have whatever, reach around and say, tomorrow. And tomorrow's tomorrow. There's no yesterday. It's over. Let's move on. Let's go on. Let's see what we've learned. Let's go on. But please, don't turn your backs on people. It's not the way we should be going. There's an inner knowing that you all have. I see it in each one of you. All my Goya people, we're working on how to have self-relationships and self-realization, and some of you are not even there yet, but these facts are innate, and I would love to see more thought on that.